Hey, so I don't know. I was gonna talk to you guys about some recent work headache stuff, and I recorded a 10-minute video, and halfway through I just stopped because it just feels like I'm just waffling. So instead, I just thought I'd chime in and say hello. I don't know. I just hope everybody's okay. There's something that I'm sort of struggling with, I guess, after therapy last week, and it's learning a lot about myself and the difference between sort of shame and guilt. And my therapist was like, guilt is like it's an emotion that you feel after you have done something that you then, for whatever reason, feel was the wrong thing to do. It was a bad thing, or this kind of thing. And it's like, but shame is, it's like a feeling that you feel because of who you are, not what you did. It's who you are. And this has stuck with me like since we spoke about it, because it's something that we're going to explore more and more and more. And it makes me really uncomfortable, because if I take his definition of stuff and I really like look at the sort of the rules that I've been laid out towards life and how I feel that I approach life, I feel so much shame in everything that I do. And I don't know why. I really don't know why. Something that I kind of said to him was, I don't do positive feedback because I don't feel that I warrant it. It doesn't matter what areas of life, from whatever age I've been. If somebody says that I did something good, I feel ashamed and sort of embarrassed that I get that positive feedback. It's a really tricky thing to try and work your head around. That, let's take when I played rugby, for example. When I was a kid, I played rugby and I played well. My coach would praise me for doing well. I'd feel embarrassed. I'd feel shameful that I'd got praise, because I was basically doing my job. I was doing my role. I was doing what was asked of me. I was doing what I was trained to do. I don't take positivity well. I can't handle it. I don't know why that is. The other side of that coin, I pretty much search out the negativity because I need to take the responsibility and the blame for if anything's gone wrong. Like, even if it's got nothing to do with me, I need to take the responsibility for it. That's pretty much true in every aspect. And we were talking about sort of relationships and sort of toxic partners and things like this. And I turn to my therapist and say, look, I appreciate what you're saying, but the way that my brain is wired is, this person is toxic towards me because of something that I have done to them, whether it's a personality thing, whether it's a physical act, or it's something that I have brought on myself, if you like. So there's always this, it's almost like a need to pick out the blame. And if somebody tries to give you praise for something you've done, I can't handle it. I really can't handle it. It's really messed up, because all anybody ever really wants in life is to be accepted, to be loved, to be, I guess, wanted. And you want people to like you. You want people to not have to ask, and to be able to do things for you and to make you feel nice and good. And I look at a scenario where my ex, on my birthday, we were at her place and she surprised me with a cake, like a birthday cake with a little candle on it. And she gave me a gift of a watch. And I can feel it now. I get so emotional. I get really emotionally overwhelmed, because to me, it's like, I don't understand why somebody would do that. It's weird, I know. But it's something that I feel that I don't deserve. It's something that I feel doesn't happen to me. So when it does happen, I don't know how to deal with it. I just don't know how to deal with it. And it's not then followed by positive thoughts. This is the problem. It's not then followed by this is beautiful, this is somebody's done this for me. It's followed by, oh crap, somebody's done this for me. Now I owe them something. I need to, I don't know, like pay back the feeling I feel 10 times more. I need to, have this person realise that they're worth so much. And it's because I feel so much shame of being who I am. Because, or I say because I don't know why I feel that. I just don't feel that I am deserving of anything. It's really tough to talk about. I'm not gonna lie. It's really tough to talk about. We always try and dig through and try and find the reasoning as to, the underlying cause of stuff. Well, with this, it's something that I don't know what it is. I don't know where it starts. I don't know, an event that happens. It literally feels that it is almost genetic, is the only way I can describe it. It literally feels it is part of who I am. It is my character. It is one of those character traits that is just who you are as the individual. And imagine that it absolutely sucks. Because the one thing that I would like to feel in life is nice, positive things, and like I'm valued and that I deserve stuff. And if that ever shows itself, I always instantly find a negative to it. I just want to kick it back and reject it because I can't handle it. Instead, I seek out the exact opposite, the opposite of which is so destroying. It can really put you in a bad. If you're constantly searching for the negative in every situation because it's the only way that you know how to basically feel, it's really sucky. It's something that 100% needs to stop, without a doubt. But like I say, I don't know where, I don't know how. And it's tricky because it feels that it starts with me. Like I say, it feels like it is a character trait of mine. It is something of who I am, which makes me feel shame because nobody wants to feel... It's no positive feeling of being a person who constantly seeks out the responsibility to be blamed for everything. It's not a positive thing by any sense. It doesn't make you feel good. It doesn't do wonders for your mental state. It doesn't help you get through a lot of life, and you're just loading yourself up and loading yourself up and loading yourself up with this weight and this burden of everything is your responsibility. And you know what? You basically screwed up your life constantly in every sense, every which direction you go, whether it's relationships, whether it's work, whether it's school, whether it's, you know what I mean. You're looking for any kind of tiny little parcel of blame that you can grab onto, because it's, like I say, it's the only thing that you can feel is, take my example for something. I'm still living at home because I fucked up. Whether that's I screwed up at school because I didn't, try hard enough, I could have done better, I should have done more, whatever it is, it's needing to find why I'm not where I want to be. Like that blame is going to actually make any difference to me, because it doesn't motivate me to do anything. It's like this weird pressure. I say it doesn't motivate me to do anything. It kind of emphasizes the fact of my situation, and then that rings in my head like I need to do something to get out of this. And then that plays into this really messed up role of, if I'm not spending my waking hours working towards getting out of it, it's almost like, what's the point, The problem there is I need to see instant results. I need to see the time that I'm spending doing I don't know what, which is another problem, needs to start showing instant results, else it's like, what am I doing? Which then sees me kind of floundering around, like I don't actually know what it is that I need to do to move things forwards. So yeah, you end up in this vicious cycle of, I have to work every hour to move forwards, but I don't know what it is I'm supposed to be working on, so therefore I'm wasting time, going nowhere. All the responsibility lays on my shoulders, and you just, you become really ashamed of who you are. You carry that weight of a failure very, very heavily. And it's just, I don't know how to mentally break out of this one, because it's such a big part of who I am, if that makes sense. It's a horrible part of who I am, but it's a big part of who I am. And I have such an issue with taking on something positive, because it feels that there's always a little bit of a, you know what I mean, there's a kind of little undertone. I'm waiting for the slap in the face of, gotcha, that kind of positivity doesn't happen to you. You thought we were being kind, but the reality is you're an idiot. Always waiting for that kind of, yeah, like I'm the butt of the joke of everything all the time. I don't know why that's my mindset. I really don't know why that's my mindset. Something must have happened that's kind of programmed me to be this way. And speaking to the counsellor about it is awkward, because it's a case of potentially I witnessed or experienced or I soaked in something when I'm basically too young to remember it. Like in the here and now age, I can't remember it because it happened when I was really young. But it obviously kind of soaked in so much then that it's stuck with me. It's such a weird one. It is such a weird one. I also feel that I don't want to feel ashamed of who I am anymore, but it feels that in order for that to be a truth, I need to really prove myself, but I don't know what that success looks like. And the truth be told, I wouldn't acknowledge or accept that success if it happened anyway, because like this YouTube channel, for example, it's complete and utter luck that it has the subscribers that it gets. It's got nothing to do with me. It's just luck. Like, it's not my doing. So I don't feel that I warrant the subscribers that I get. I don't feel that I've warranted the views that it gets. I don't feel like it's even deserved or earned the people that have been members for the time that they've been members. I just feel that I don't know how to describe it. It's like I'm needing to feel that everything is difficult, because I don't want to acknowledge that something's okay, or I can't acknowledge that something's okay because it just feels that I just haven't achieved anything worth celebrating, It's like I said to the counsellor, is that I feel like there's time to rest when I've sort of completed that list of things that I would like. Until that, I'm not doing it right. I just don't know. I don't know how to be so or not so hard on myself. I don't know how to give myself that break of doing something and feeling that it deserves the positivity that comes back. I feel that everything is a luck and a fluke, and because it's a luck and a fluke, it's not my doing. It's basically a con. Like I say, this YouTube channel, it's a complete and utter luck that that one video picked up when it did, and loads of people subscribed. Literally in a week, I went from like no subscribers to over 4,000 subscribers. It just feels like it's a con. I didn't do anything to deserve that. It's almost like I am, as Twitter as it is, almost ashamed, because it feels that I've benefited from something that I didn't do, something I didn't earn, something I didn't deserve. And the irony there is I know full well if I did the most work and drove myself in a direction and, you know, put all my focus and like life into something that then somebody turned around and praised, I still wouldn't accept it anyway. I just don't understand why my mind is basically wired the way that it is. It's so hell-bent on ripping me down. It's so hell-bent on taking the negativity, not accepting a single shred of positivity. I know people say it's like a victim mentality, but, you know, I'm willing to be very wrong on this. I feel a victim mentality is me looking to find an excuse from externally, you know, being a victim of somebody else's whatevers. But instead it's the need, shall we say, to shoulder the blame every step of the way. It's the need of the responsibility. It's the need of this went wrong because of me. Never does it go right because of me, because I just can't handle that. I cannot handle the positivity. And it blows. It does blow. It's going to be really interesting how we dig through that though, because like I say, I don't know of the source. I don't have a single neuron in my mind that can possibly locate the root cause of all of that. So how you take a mindset that's 37 odd years and basically turn it inside out, undo it, unwrap it, I have absolutely no idea. I really don't have a clue. I don't know how many people will understand or relate to this. The one thing that I'm learning is, like I said before, we are all individuals and we all have our own kind of set of rules to life and our own characteristics. And very rarely do people fully understand why one person is how they are. There's little bits that we can relate to some degree, or we kind of get. But it's really interesting to me how my mind can be so determined to rip me down. It feels that maybe it's an indication that I'm not doing what I need to do. If that makes sense, maybe not, I don't know. It feels that we all have a soul. There's all an internal something inside us that I think is happy or sad. Maybe not the extremes of it, with what we do in life. And I suppose most people feel it. If you have a job that you do not like, you wake up and you internally you can just feel that dread. And I suppose you hear it a lot when people talking about their life calling, and you're not doing your life calling. And I suppose that makes sense to me, because it's just like, it's easy to go through the motions, because that's what our life in the modern world expects us to do, right? We have to tick the boxes of the modern day world life. But it feels that so few people actually do the thing that makes them internally happy. And it's like food for the soul, where you can wake up and feel just internal positivity of, yeah, this is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to live life that I want to live. And it's these kind of things that I feel, you know, when I was away at the last weekend, it felt good internally. It felt like really positive thing, like being outside, being in that fresh sea air, walking on the coast, being in the countryside, just literally going for walks. Felt such a warm thing inside. And then it's like, okay, back to work. I don't mind my job. I quite like my job. But I don't know. I don't know if the whole management situation is where I feel positive. I feel positive because I get my head down and work. I'm happy to do that. That kind of warms my soul. But when I've got to people manage other people, it's killing the buzz of my enjoyment for work. I don't know. It's something I've got to keep an eye on, I guess. But yeah, that's what I'm saying, like this whole, the shame thing, where you feel shame for who you are. I feel it's because I'm letting myself down and not being who I am, maybe. You know, I've always said I don't know who I am. And maybe I find out who I am by working out who I'm not. If that makes any sense. I don't know. I just thought I'd share with you guys anyway. I appreciate you. I hope everybody's doing well. And it's November, although you wouldn't think it the way that people go on about Christmas, but that's another story for another day, eh? I hope you're all doing well. I will chat to you later. Take it easy, peeps. Bye.